got mail. Good morning, everybody. You are tuned to Computers 2K now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next hour or so, along with Katie.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Gal is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Spence is still traveling, and Nick is out of town. Our number is 561-518-9773, and today's show is made possible by vMix Software and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear. What a week. It seems like everything outside shrunk from the cold.
Yeah,
Everything.
I managed to get sick again, so I'm ready for this cold weather to go away. I don't like it when it drops into the teens, into the 20s.
Yeah.
I'm over it. And
You'll
then I'll
get over
complain,
it.
and then I'll complain about the humidity when it gets hot out. So
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'll take it. Today I'll take it over everything.
have you seen the videos of in Florida the iguanas freezing up?
No.
Yeah, so in Florida it's dropped down to
Oh,
20 degrees.
yeah.
And so the iguanas are falling out of the trees because they're freezing. But it's good because they're an invasive species in Florida, and they eat a lot of the wildlife and the vegetation, so they're very invasive. So everybody's been collecting them up. I think same with some of the snakes too, like the boa constrictors. Those are also invasive. And then a lot of the restaurants and the food trucks are taking the iguanas and making iguana tacos because apparently iguana is a delicacy in, I guess, South America or the Caribbean or something. So
Roadkill.
yeah, I don't know. I'd
Interesting.
try it,
Interesting.
but it's wild. It's like how many people are just like picking them up, like barrel full of the iguanas.
Hmm. Iguana tacos.
Yeah, I'd try it.
Huh? So what computer and technology wise, what's stuck in your
I saw something, and granted, it was just a headline,
yeah?
so somebody else figured this out. Is like a Chinese company released a RAM that was cheap to compete with the rising prices or whatever, and it was like a fraction of the cost. And that's all I saw. That's all I could contribute. It just said Chinese company launches new RAM line that is, I don't know, $50 or cheaper or something.
Interesting.
That's my tech contribution for the weekend.
That's a big one. I'll try to hunt it down because it is interesting if it exists.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Hmm.
We're looking for
Uh,
such news articles. If you hear about them, we want to know.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. The Mozilla executive in charge of Firefox says that while some people just want AI tools that are genuinely useful, we've heard from many who want nothing to do with AI. Listening to our community alongside our ongoing commitment to offer choice led us to build AI controls, starting with Firefox 148, which rolls out on February 24th. You'll find the new AI controls section within the desktop browser setting. It provides a single place to block current and future generative AI features in Firefox. This lets you use Firefox without AI while we continue to build AI features for those who want them.
First of all, good. I haven't used Firefox as the main interface. I use a fork of it. So none of that has bled into it yet. It will be, I mean, the way I see it, I don't think I want these AI tools baked into the tool. I like the Unix paradigm of each tool needs to do its own thing well. If you know what I mean, uh, Unix was built was that paradigm. It has been Unix tools have been shifting away from that paradigm, and they're doing a lot complex interactions, and they're doing it well. But when it comes to AI, it seems like AI needs to be this add-on onto something and not an integral part. You want an AI tool that will do, I don't know, Git work for you to manage your code. It should not be baked into Git. It should be a tool that uses Git the same way a human would use it, right, and provide that assistance. I hope that's the road we'll see going forward with tools like Firefox, because I definitely do not want a browser that all of the time wants to do things for me that I haven't asked. Right? That's the way I see it with an AI driven browser. Sometimes all I want to do is just sit down and watch a YouTube movie, and the last thing I want is the AI telling me, quoting facts about the world while we're watching the YouTube movie or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't asked for a lackey for doing the stuff that I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
And if we take the dark humor side, right? I mean, everybody knows the internet is for porn. How would porn look like on internet driven AI browsers?
Asking the important questions.
Exactly.
yup. Um, a new bill in the New York State Legislature would require news organizations to label AI generated material and mandate that humans review any such content before publication. On Monday, Senator Patricia Fahey, an assembly member, blah, 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 introduced the bill called the New York Fundamental Artificial Intelligence Requirement in News Act. Wow, that's a long name. The New York Fair News Act for short. And I was thinking about this. Wouldn't it be a whole lot easier to say this was not artificial intelligence?
Uh,
Well,
It's
I think
probably most of the
I
stuff.
think I think both approaches are incorrect.
All
Let's
right.
do one thing. I don't care if it's AI generated or not. What I
Right.
do care, right, is these facts, right? We
Yeah.
stand by them. That's what that's
Okay.
what I want to see, right? I want to care about which facts have been vetted out. I don't care about how you generated the content, but if you went ahead and you vetted the facts, I want some way to see the vetting process of the facts, not whether this was invented or not by a human or an AI. I don't care, right? My problem isn't with an AI generated content. My problem is with invented stuff in news reporting. What is an opinion and what is a fact? And if it's a fact, where is the source? That's what I want to know. I don't care if it's AI or not.
All right. It just
I'll
makes me
tell him.
think
I'll
of
tell him.
those lawyer things where the lawyers were using AI and it was making up stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, it's again, it's AI is going to be used, right? It's going to be used. Uh, it's not going to be used less just because you need to slap a sticker on it saying AI generated. It's just we're going to see AI generated stuff more and more. Besides, most of the time, the human does not even use the writer. It does not even use the AI to generate it, but uses it to edit, uses it to fact check, uses it to I don't know, multiple as multiple tools. So just slapping an AI sticker on it, say by AI, is incorrect, right? Hell, let's ask them all to. This has first been written in by hand and submitted to the editor. I don't care, right? Show me a
Well,
single book by an author that the author is the only one who wrote words in the content. That doesn't exist either, right? It's always a team. But there's somebody who's guiding the process. And I tend to trust that somebody who guided the process. So it's not about whether AI was used. I
all
don't
right.
want to vilify anybody who's using AI. That's my point.
Yeah. All right. Anybody bought memory lately?
What's that?
Memory.
No,
So
come on.
this
Oh, next to
article
impossible
goes
today.
memory prices across DRAM, NAND, and HBM have surged 80 to 90% quarter over quarter in the first quarter of 2026, according to Counterpoint Research. Latest memory price tracker. The price of a 64 gig RDIMM has jumped from a fourth quarter 2025 contract price of $450 to over $900. And Counterpoint expects it to cross 1,000 in the second quarter.
Oh. Okay,
Mhm.
I found the
Ouch.
your memory is RAM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. China's new RAM company CXMT is selling RAM at $138.
I'll be damned.
I
But
found
where
it.
do they sell it?
I don't know. Let's
See?
see. CXMT RAM. Uh, this is why we need Nick. Nick is the one that's always fast with checking things.
Well, Gal is good at that too.
Yeah, go look it up. CXMT. Okay, now I'm just seeing a lot of tech information.
But
I
that's nice.
see. Well, the article that I see is more about introducing them as a new player because of the scarcity. They have pushed themselves forward, and now the international market is getting to know them more than the already existing players, right? HP, Dell, Asus, and Acer are gonna buy from them chips. That's what I am seeing. I don't know if they're gonna help in reducing the price, but they're definitely going to provide some competition uh, because of the scarcity. The manufacturers on our end are looking for more suppliers, and they are one of the big new players. That's what I'm seeing. But also, some of the DRAM that they've announced is only going to be available 2027. So it's yeah.
And who knows what's
It's
going
more
to
about
happen.
introducing a new
By,
player.
yeah, who knows what's going to happen to prices by then.
Yeah.
Just like um, data centers are growing, as far as I can tell, it's growing only on the books. There's not many companies that are actually operating those new data centers. Yeah, we are planning on building them and we need to build more and we're going to build more and all that. But who knows? It may fall apart just as fast as it came up. There's no way of
Maybe.
telling.
I mean, the rate of building new data centers has risen.
Yeah,
They are being built, right?
I know, but that's
Will they get stuck
wait, but
middle?
you know,
That's a big question. Yeah.
right. I think they're building them because the investors and the companies that are building them are, and even the companies that are building it for themselves, are looking into the future, but they don't have a crystal ball either.
Oh no, I can tell
So,
you from the side. I mean, the company I work for, right?
yeah,
The business is installing the software on the hardware inside these data centers, right? And I can tell you that it cannot be fast enough. They're running out of space, so there definitely need immediate need, not future need. I'm not
but,
talking about
but
planning for the future. So we're already in scarcity mode.
are you
So
saying,
yeah,
are you saying that that software to be installed onto the computers in the data centers and all that, and they are not catching up? Is this for that means that customers cannot get the services or they are
that means
preparing?
yeah, specifically for storage, right? And what we do is flash-based storage at the base,
Yeah,
and a lot of services on top of that. So there isn't enough flash-based storage, right? And that's part of what is driving the scarcity. If you want tools like AI, and
mhm,
before AI, if you just want to analyze a huge amount of data, right? Doesn't matter which method
yeah,
you're using. You need it to be fast and you need it to be scalable and you need to grow.
right,
Uh, it is very common today for companies to crunch petabytes of data for like hourly, right? They need a way to one store a huge amount, exabytes scale of data, and two be able to analyze petabyte scale of data constantly,
right,
right? And that requires one physical space to house these clusters, and two, it needs the RAM and the DRAM, right? Sorry, not the DRAM, the RAM and the flash based, the NAND based RAM, right? They need it in order to store the data and then be able to work on it. So we are in a point right now where the data centers are being built as fast as they can. There's no scarcity in materials there. There's still a lot of land, but they're eating up land really, really, really fast. And there's a whole lot of ecological related
hmm,
concerns around that, and the scarcity of the RAM. Interestingly enough, if you look at it at the macro level, it seems to me like humanity is somehow balancing the harm they are about to do on the planet. And again, when I'm talking about harm to the planet, we're talking about harm to the human habitat. The planet itself is going to survive, right? But so it's yeah, we're in an interesting spot. I do not know. I cannot predict. I can't even imagine how this will play out. Whether the RAM shortage is going to usually when we as human encounter some sort of shortage, some sort of crisis, right? A solution shows up at the end. The solution that there's some pivoting. Maybe a new technology that will replace RAM will suddenly appear, right? But even that development will take time. So whatever
sure,
we're going to see is probably not within a year, right? So, and unlike the GPU shortage that we had at the beginning of the pandemic, where there was a a slowing down of manufacturing because of the pandemic, and two, there was a high demand because of crypto mining. We are no longer in that situation because that crypto mining incentive, that need for crypto mining, has shifted completely, and GPUs are no longer in the play. So because they have they need their own dedicated customized ASIC chips. So that hump was just a hump. It was just a temporary condition, a set of conditions. The need for RAM and NAND is not going to decrease, right? There is no way this is going to, even if the AI bubble bursts, the need for more RAM and more NAND is going to only increase. Okay? Yeah, the technology might shift to something completely different. We still are going to need to be able to store all of the data points and to analyze all of the data points. It doesn't matter how. So while the scarcity right now feels very similar to what we saw at the beginning of the pandemic with GPUs, it's not going to resolve by just producing a bit more, and because cryptocurrency is not a this temporary need for like cryptocurrency was. That's not the case here. So whatever solution is going to come, it's probably going to take a bit longer than just a year and a half that we saw the GPU. And whatever we will see in the year and a half to solve the issue here might be technological breakthrough, or just might be, a huge ton of more manufacturing because I don't know, maybe India is gonna step in and start manufacturing like China. Like something like that will need to happen, right? Like an outfit that is able to produce a lot more will need to step into the game.
Well, again, we don't have crystal balls,
No,
and
I don't think anybody can.
yeah,
Everybody's guessing.
right. But the prices are climbing.
The prices will climb.
Yep.
And they'll continue to climb until a solution will be in the horizon. And even then, it might climb just because of speculation, right? So we'll see.
Yep. All right, let's switch here. A sprawling, informal economy of rogue streaming devices has taken hold across the US as consumers, fed up with rising TV subscription cost, turn to cheap Android based boxes that promise free access to thousands of live channels, sports events, and on demand movies for a one time $200 to $400 purchase. The two dominant players, Superbox and VC Box, are manufactured by opaque Chinese companies and distributed through hundreds of American resellers at farmers markets, church festivals, and Facebook groups. According to a report by The Verge, the hardware is generic and legal, but both devices guide users toward pirate streaming apps not available on any official app store.
So
So,
it's easy to compare to Israel, but remember, Israel is a
yeah,
very, very small country, right?
right.
Israel is, we're talking about a total population of around less than 10 million, I think, or maybe around 10 million. And it's in the size of New Jersey. So whatever is happening in Israel, and I'm comparing to probably what's happening within a single state. I've seen this happen in Israel 15 years ago. Okay, when we came over to the States, this was the point where these streaming devices, Chinese streaming devices, starting showing up. The idea was you can find a streaming device for less than the sweet spot would be less than $200 back then. Today, the sweet spot is on the hardware itself. I'm talking around $70, right? So finding such a device and then slapping on software that will allow you to ingest pirated content. So what I saw in Israel was an interesting shift. Back then, it was everybody was focused on getting these streaming devices, and a lot of the forums in the backend would talk about the unofficial ways you can install software on them. Back then, the want was, okay, how do I install Netflix in Israel that will be able to see stuff? Because Netflix did not operate in Israel, so you always needed a VPN or something to connect to the States, because back then it was States only. Okay, fast forward on my last visit in Israel a few weeks back. Every single one of the valid cable and satellite companies, right? There are a few. There are three, but there's two main players there. They provide you with such a streaming box, and their software with their DRM is basically slapped on that box. So you get from the cable provider, you get an Android-based box with their proprietary software on it, but you can install anything from the Play Store. You can install Netflix and Plex and all that.
But
You
no
can just
side,
go ahead and use your Google account and install whatever you want.
but no
Okay?
side loading.
I mean, if you install, of course you can sideload.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep
It's
going.
still an Android box. It's a
Yeah.
complete Android box.
Okay.
Okay. So that for me, it's awesome, right? Our son, right? He has a box from a company called Yes, and there I could install my Plex and I could connect to home and I could see the content on my box. And my parents, they are connected to a company called Partner. They also have a box. It's also an Android box. They look their interface is a bit different when it comes to the TV, but other than that, I can install the Plex and
it's
run
the
it.
same. Yeah.
Back channel conversations are all about, okay, how do I install the software that allows me to see all of the channels from Europe, right? Pirated, IPTV based piracy and all that. And that is what you are talking about. And I've seen these boxes, and I've seen what the article says about selling in farmers market,
Yeah.
etc. The first time I saw it in the States was 2014 or 2015 in the
Farmers
state
market.
fair. In the
Oh.
state fair, yeah, there was in the internal booth, one of the booth was a guy selling these boxes that I've seen in Israel, right? And how already pre-packed with Kodi and all of the IPTV set up to it. So what you get from him, you get from him a box, and he tells you, yeah, you will need to you either need to pay a subscription, or when he sells you the box, things will work, right? But after a couple of months, maybe that that IPTV source will be shut down because of
Right.
Interpol activity or whatever, right? And you just got the hardware. There are services that operate today. They provide customer service over Telegram or Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever, right? You pay anywhere between $15 to $40 a month, and you get VOD type content, and you get IPTV live streaming from, like, each time you connect to them, you see tens of thousands of channels that you can choose from all over the world, right? Maybe you buy them for the 5 channels you want, but you pay
For everything.
right such a small amount that you don't care whether you're getting more or not, uh, because they don't care how they get it. They do not sign contracts to get the content, or the contract that they sell, that they sign is with somebody in a country that can get the live streams, right? And they can put in a machine that streams it back to their whatever cloud services they're running, right?
Right.
And the operations are amazing. Like they
It's a
work.
serious. They are serious operations.
It's a
It's not
very
somebody
serious
sitting in the.
business.
It's not
Yeah.
somebody from the bedroom doing something. I mean, these are
No,
serious.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they might be paying at the end like some sort of let's call it medium mule. Like there might be a bedroom at the end that runs a streaming device that records 24/7, right? That might be the case, but it is managed
Yeah.
in a very, very effective way. Uh, so completely pirated. Uh, the way they avoid law enforcement usually is by operating in a region where they are out of reach for whatever target audience they are looking at, and and presence inside that region is very, very minimal. It's just pinpoints and spread, right? Not centralized in any way,
Mm-hmm.
and it works. It's
Obviously.
yeah, it's an interesting market. I like I wouldn't want to work inside that market. I'm guessing the stress level is very high, but yeah, it's really really strange that that exists. Um, and I am sure that if you'll go to the farmers market downtown Raleigh um, or the next state fair, you'll probably see these boxes out there. I
Huh?
wouldn't pay the price though, and I'll explain. What you get in the farmers market, you get a box that's already been installed, and it'll work for a while, but I doubt you'll get actual support, or the support you'll get will definitely not be by whoever is selling you the box. And so, if you're interested in it, then probably try to find a similar box online, right? Amazon.com, eBay, whatever, and just install the software. Follow what the forums are talking about. You might need to find yourself on some obscure Telegram channel to get that detail, but yeah, if you're interested in that world, that's the way it'll work.
Yeah. And obviously, a lot of people are.
I mean,
I mean, these guys are making a lot
nobody
of
has cut
money.
the cord really, right? We just shifted from
Yeah.
relying on the cable companies to relying on some internet
Yeah.
company, some company providing it over IP, but not in a cheaper way. So cutting the cord, that means cutting the cord. That means going rogue, right?
Yeah. But I mean, if you get the service, if you get what you want for anywhere from 15 to 30 to $40 a month, that's a lot less than what
Yeah.
the other companies, the quote unquote legit companies, are selling you, and that's why
Right.
people do it.
Right. The problem is, right, we are what we're going to see, especially initially, when these companies, when these rogue outfits, they
Hmm.
start to grow, right? What we'll see is more policing around them, more
Hmm.
court cases around them, and the it's first going to be a fight against them, and only after that fight becomes too much to bear, right, we'll start seeing some sort of equilibrium in the market where prices might be pushed down. But I guess we won't see prices going down so much as we'll see new deals made in order, and new ways of doing business, right? I think that's what we've seen with piracy driven changes. The music industry changed the way they did business. the video industry, they tried changing to that at first, right? First we saw Netflix and it was great and everybody jumped on it. But the result is that it did not have the same effect as the music industry on music streaming, because consuming music is completely different than
Yeah.
video. Music is something that you listen to again and
You
again
just
and
leave it
again.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, not only with that, you want to
Yeah.
hear the same song again and again and again. With video, it works completely different, right? You want to see something once most of the time. So the whole background deals, they need to change the way they do it. So
Yeah. It'll take a new generation of
yeah,
decision makers to do that. Yeah. But anyway, in the meantime, it's happening. All right.
yep.
Um, Microsoft is reevaluating its AI strategy on Windows 11 and plans to scale back or remove Copilot integrations across built in apps after months of sustained user backlash. This is according to Windows Central report, citing people familiar with the company's plan. So they're thinking about getting away from it, kind of. It was
Well,
supposed to be the main thing, the main push. Now, no, okay.
yeah, but they've been saying that they've dropped that main push for a while. Sounds like they're going to shift into opt-in instead of opt-out, and that's what I really hope will happen.
This is the way it has to be.
Yeah,
It has to be.
I agree.
Yep. Yep. And for our Apple users, Apple has shifted from selling pre configured Mac models to a fully customizable built to order systems on its website, allowing customers to select display size, chip, memory, and storage options. This change emphasizes building a machine within budget rather than choosing from set configurations, potentially preparing for future CPU, GPU core selection with M5 chips. Third party retailers like Amazon and Best Buy are expected to continue offering standard configuration for customers preferring traditional purchasing methods. Um, that's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't think you could ever buy an Apple computer and say, okay, I want this in it, and this, and this, and this, and this. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Now, apparently, they're going to make it available.
Yeah,
Huh?
I'll believe it when I'll see it,
Right.
and I don't believe it'll be cheaper. So it's not a budget solution. It's more about customizing.
If it's not going
I
to
don't
be, if it's not going to be cheaper, it's not going to fly.
know what I mean by not being. It's that, like, the reason you are going to change the configuration isn't to get cheaper. It's maybe to pay more. So I'll explain. So you want the equivalent of whatever a MacBook M4 ships with, but you want it with more RAM. You'll be able to get that, right? That's what I mean. You won't be able to get an underpowered M4. I don't think
No, no, you
Apple
wouldn't
as a
want.
company, it's like it works against the grain for them, right? So you will not need to pay like the full price if all you want is just this one particular item upgraded. Uh, but yeah, keep in mind, Apple hardware is the worst serviceable hardware there is, right? In order to open
Right.
something,
Yeah.
sometimes you need to use very unconventional tools and stuff that the usual hobbyist will not even want to touch. So I hope they are making a change, but let's see how this will actually look like.
Yeah, only time will tell, like everything
Yeah.
else. But it's interesting that they're even considering doing that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we have here. Western Digital last week, laid out a roadmap that stretches its 3.5-inch hard drive platform to 14 platters.
What?
14 platters.
I don't understand what that means.
Did you
So
ever?
drive works with a set of platters and heads, mechanical heads that read from them.
Uh,
There's a limited space, and
Right.
in that limited space, they were able to cram 14 separate platters, which means uh, uh, 28 sides, right?
Yeah.
28 heads. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
And pairs it with a new vertical emitting laser for heat assisted magnetic recording. A combination the company says will push individual drive capacity beyond 140 terabyte in the 2030s.
Yeah, I guess
Huh?
that it's not important. Uh, I mean, yes, we have a flash scarcity right now,
Right.
but still, flash storage is becoming cheaper and it is more reliable. I don't know.
The thing that I don't
Like,
understand is, I mean, I've got platters from 3.5-inch drives hanging on the wall, kind of. I mean, you take 14 of these, it's over 3.5 inch. I mean, it's not over 3.5 inch, but there's more to it than just the platters in a hard
yeah,
drive.
no, it's
I don't
interesting. I
know.
gotta say, the technology is amazing,
Yeah,
right?
it
But
is. I don't. I mean, you
I
know,
hope it's being utilized
it
correctly.
may
That's
it
all.
may be 3.5 inch wide, but 3 inches high. I don't know. I mean,
No, I mean,
it's
3.5-inch drives has a form factor. It needs to fit into a 3.5-inch bay, right?
well,
So,
they're saying that 3.5 inch hard drive platform. So
yeah,
they can
but
come up
that's a
with a
form
new
factor.
format. They can come up with a new form. I don't see how they're going to put 14 in a regular 3.5 inch form drive. There is absolutely no way. If you stuck them one to the other, it'll be very thick.
The
And
problem isn't I don't think the platter is the problem. You
it's
need
between.
heads
Yeah,
between them.
that's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
That you're going to have to put stuff between. You couldn't stack them. You have to put space between them. And I don't know.
Three
Obviously,
and a
they
half
have.
inch 14 platter. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. And so with the vertical emitting laser for heat assisted, we've been hearing about heat assisted reading and writing uh, some years ago, but it seems like it never took.
The thing is, it's still magnetic resonate
Yeah. Yeah.
storage.
Yeah.
There's still bit rot involved, right? There's still, we're still going to deal with the same
Problems that we have
faults,
today
the same problems. Yeah.
with
So
spinning.
currently, interesting. Wikipedia has a very interesting list of disk drive form factors.
Yeah.
So up until now, the highest capacity 3.5 form factor had 11 platters. So
Really?
yeah, and that's 36 terabytes as of January 2025. So that's a year-old report.
Well, I
Uh,
guess.
yeah, and the first time they were able to cram 11 platters was October 24. So
Hmm.
it is a progression on the graph of manufacturing and miniaturizing
Miniaturizing.
it, but it is interesting. Yes, I see a picture
Yeah.
of a 2.5-inch form factor drive
Come on.
that and it is higher than the standard. So maybe that's the way they're doing it. Oh no, sorry. They're putting the 2.5 next to an old 5.5 old form factor just to show the difference. So no, yeah, it's
I have never seen a
5.5.
2.5 inch with more than 2 platters.
Oh no, they're saying May 2024, 6 terabytes, 6 platters, 2.5 inch.
Wow.
Yeah. So that exists as well.
Huh? They don't come
The
across my desk.
largest 5.25.
They actually still make 5
the,
and a
the
quarter.
the full height that was 1998,
Oh,
and that was 19.3 gigabytes.
right. Well,
Think about how much that cost at 1998. 20 gigabytes of data.
are you sure it's gigabyte and not megabytes?
GB.
Wow.
There was a form factor of 47 gigabytes in 1998, as well as 455. That was full height, not the half height
Yeah,
that we are used
right.
to today, the full height.
Yeah.
And that was 47 gigabytes. So
Mm.
14 platters in that
Yeah, there was room in
5.25.
that. There was room.
You're saying that there was room. They were just learning how to,
Yeah.
utilize that room. So
Yeah. Yeah. And the arms and the heads and everything were thicker and bigger. So but that was also a constraint. But
and
interesting.
back then they were talking about less than 5 gigabytes per platter. Here they're talking about 3,200 per platter. That's on the 11 platter version. So think about the capacity that they're talking about, the 14
Right.
platters.
But to cram more data into one platter is
Is to improve the heads,
easier
basically.
easier to
I don't know.
come
I
up
don't know
with.
about easier.
No, it's easier to come up with when you take space and you say, I need to cram 14 platter into this. Hey, you can't make it so it's made out of a balloon material that just grows and comes back. It's. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm interested to know whether they see it as a price competitor to flash drive, right? Because it seems to me that there's a lot of effort here to create something mechanical with all of its mechanical faults, right?
Mhm.
And the only reason to pursue it would be improving the price point on storage, because performance wise, it probably won't be able to match.
Correct.
It'll be able to match probably on sequential read, but not on random access, which is what counts in
Mhm.
most storage. So if you're talking about cold storage, archiving, it might be of interest, right, for backups, but then you need to deal with bit rot. These drives need to be active in order to make sure the data does not go corrupted.
Right.
So
Maybe it has a
yeah,
built-in battery.
even if it has a built-in battery, it means the heads needs to work
Yeah,
all the
everything
time.
needs.
To read and write and make sure that there's no drifting of any bits. So
Yeah.
by the way, it's the same thing with Flash. Flash also has a version of bitrot. It's different there, but Flash also needs electricity in order to preserve the data for
Correct.
a very long
Yeah.
amount of time. But the draw there is so small compared to what you need for the mechanical stuff.
Mhm.
So long run, long term, Flash is the winner, and it's interesting to see that the development still happens here, and I wonder if the price will be worth. That's what I wonder.
Well, I remember when 64 gig? No, 64 megabyte um, flash drive came out. They were talking about 64 megabyte, and it was something like $4,500. I remember talking
Yep.
about it on one of the shows. It was just ridiculous.
Yep.
Yep.
I
And
used a floppy disk when I was in 8th grade for my networking class. We had a, and it probably had like, I don't know, 32 kilobytes. What is on a
no,
floppy disk?
no, you're talking about the 3.5s, the little ones?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was 1.44.
1.4
Yeah,
kilobytes?
megabyte.
megabyte.
Oh, megabyte.
1.4 megabyte.
Okay. Yeah, and I remember we had to save our Word documents on there.
Yeah, because I mean, nobody would even think about putting hard drives in computers in school. I mean, they were too expensive back then.
So,
Yeah.
Katie,
Besides, you could
Yeah.
take the floppy with you.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have flash drives. Or if they did,
yeah,
they were way too
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
it didn't. Yeah.
You were going to
So I'll
say?
give you. I'll do a nerd quiz. Have you ever heard of SneakerNet?
If I had, okay, so the term sounds familiar, and I'm pretty sure it's because you've said it, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, so we have Ethernet today, right? It's the cables that connect
Yeah,
the
internet.
uh, each
Machines
machine
together.
to
Yeah.
its router,
Yeah.
etc., and all that, right? That's the cabling. So the physical, there were different physical ways. There were token rings. There were uh, ISO layered hardware, which were non-standard. There were different types. One of them was coined SneakerNet, and that was basically disconnected computers that you would take a floppy, put in one machine, copy it over, use your sneakers to move to the other computer, and just insert the floppy there. That's a SneakerNet.
Yep.
And there's one other slower network, and that's called PigeonNet. And that was
Attach it to a pigeon.
yeah, that was print out a set of bits, attach them to a leg of a pigeon. A messenger pigeon flies over, and that was like like an April Fool's paper published in one of the universities. But yeah, it was a pigeon net. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Sneaker net, like in today's term, it makes me think of scalpers that buy up all the Air Jordans and try to flip them online.
SneakerNet. True. Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah.
there are websites dedicated for that. That's so weird.
All right. And the last story I have here is about Microsoft. Microsoft has finally delivered on its promise to integrate SysMon, the long standing system monitoring tool from its sysinternal suite, directly into Windows. A move that should make life considerably easier for enterprise administrators who have struggled with deploying and managing the utility across thousands of endpoints. Sysinternals came out back in the 80s, I think, or maybe early 90s.
Mark Razinovich, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it started by. Was he always Microsoft, or was he like an external
he was his
guy,
own.
and Microsoft just
Bought him.
hired him later?
No, they bought the suite, so he came with it.
Win Internals, yeah,
It was
acquired. Win Internals acquired 2006.
okay.
So, and they started working, they founded it 1996.
Interesting.
So for 10 years, right?
It was on his own.
For 10 years, they were on their own. Wind tunnels. It was him and another guy, right?
I don't
No,
remember, but
just him. Just Mark Rosinovich. Yeah.
he was on the show back then.
Yeah.
And I remember Mike was real excited to talk to him, and
Yeah, he is a very smart person.
yep,
And by the way, a lot of the architectural choices made for Windows 10 uh, on the hypervisor side and stuff like that, he was
yep,
the main driver there. Yeah.
yep, yuppers. Okay. Anything else, anybody? I mean, it's this time of day. Anything else you want to bring up?
I have nothing.
Oh, you have a lot, but maybe not for the show.
Yeah. I'll try not to get sick again.
Oh, it comes and goes. It's fine. You'll be fine. You are fine.
Well, that's debatable.
I had a real interesting situation with one of the laptops right here. The one that has the jingle palette and the phone. I never turn it off. I flip it down and it goes out. I opened it and it came up and it says, "Your battery is very low. Please turn it off." Before I had a chance to do anything, it turned itself off. So I turned it back on and it came up, and not it didn't come up to a login screen. It was, but I could see the screen flickering, like it was on and off, dark screen, and finally it turned itself off. So that was before the show. So I turned it over. I took the battery out. I thought I had another battery, but I didn't. So I put the battery back in and just like putting in and out, kind of turned it on. It came up. It took forever to come up, but it did come up. And the battery, sure enough, it says that it was like 3 hours and whatever to full. Wonder what it says now. Looks like it's full. Yeah, fully charged. It didn't take no 3 hours.
Yeah, that means mostly that your battery might be faulty though.
Very possible,
Eh,
yeah. Because when it was trying to come up, I disconnected the power and sure enough, it shut down. I mean, there was nothing in the battery.
mm.
So yeah,
It's the laptop that's always hooked up there?
yeah.
Yeah, and the battery is old, right?
The battery is old, yeah. As far as I know,
And it
don't.
has always been connected.
It's always been. Yes, that's right. It's always
Yeah.
connected, but the computer
So
goes to sleep, goes or hibernate.
yeah, it doesn't matter as long as you're always connected. The
Yeah,
problem is that
yeah, yeah.
old
Batteries have that memory
no
thing.
old laptops.
Yep.
So
Now
newer
the laptop.
laptops, their software knows how to preserve the battery better, but it needs drivers in order to do that. So
It's
could be
an.
that just need
I think it's an i5. I'm not sure. It's an
yeah
HP.
i5 which generation though,
Yeah,
right? If it's
yeah.
before 2016
Probably.
2000
Oh yeah. I'm
yeah,
sure it is.
then it probably doesn't have
Yeah.
the ability to preserve the life of the battery.
Yeah. Well,
So
I made a decision that yeah, turn the laptop off. You should turn it off.
yeah.
So But yeah, it's been working fine. Always some surprise on Sunday morning. Sometimes on Monday also. But I'll try to make sure that the other shows I don't have that problem when they come on. Anyway. All right. So anything else? Nothing. All right. Well, thanks, Katie. Thanks, Gal. I think Spence is driving up from Florida. He said they were going to be in port at 9 and then drive up. Have a safe trip. And Nick, we'll see you next Sunday, hopefully. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Donna, Dina, Mati, Eleanor, Sarid, Yaakov, and Yael. Thank you, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive and update your virus scanner. And change any same passwords wherever you use them. The fact that we don't talk about more breaches doesn't mean that they're not occurring. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computers2know.com. Again, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6 a.m., Nick hosts the Carolina Journal News Hour on WBT in Charlotte, 107.9 FM, and it's on YouTube. So just go to YouTube and search for the Carolina Journal News Hour and get all the information you need from him. And Monday through Friday also, 7 to 8 a.m., Nick hosts the Nick Craig Show at nickcraig.com. Go over there, nickcraig.com, download past shows, and get the information when to watch it live. Have a great week. Keep warm if it's cold where you are. Keep cool if it's hot where you are. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.